Hey friends, welcome back to Thriving in the Unknown. If you'll remember from our first video, there are 3 areas that we are taking a continual inventory of as we walk through this COVID process together. Those 3 categories are looking upward, looking inward, and looking outward. Today's video is going to focus on our looking upward. So, I want to invite you for just a moment to mentally time travel with me to the year 2030. Now, the year 2030 is not perfect, but it is safe for us to gather together again. We are past the coronavirus crisis. And I want you to imagine that you are sitting on the back porch or sitting in the living room with people that you love and that you trust. If those are family members, if they are friends, they are people that you can trust and who you love and who love you. And one of those people poses the question, do you all remember the coronavirus crisis of 2020? And as a hush falls over the room and everyone's mind goes back to coronavirus of 2020, what will your answer be? What kind of legacy are you leaving right here and right now so that in 10 years, as we reflect back on this time, that you'll be able to share an answer that you are proud of? Now, I hope you know that as a counselor, I am not advocating that we deny the anxiety that we are feeling, that we avoid the real struggles and pain that we are experiencing right now. We're going to address those in some later videos. However, what I want to ask you to do today is just to step back and to take a bird's eye view from 2030 to see what kind of legacy we're leaving in 2020 for ourselves, for our children, for our communities, for our friends. What is it that we are doing now that we want to be proud of in 2030? So if you're having a hard time answering that question, what can I do? What should I be doing? I don't think that I can do those things. Let me help you along. I want you to think about one of your heroes in the faith. I want you to think about someone that you know of or that you have read about or heard their story of struggle and heartache and pain. Maybe they went through the biggest crisis of their lives. They lost someone that they loved. They got a devastating medical diagnosis. Their family was ripped apart by something. And I want you to consider, what qualities did you watch that person display in their pain? Now, certainly, they hurt. And certainly we saw them in their genuine emotions of anger or fear or sadness. In addition to those, what qualities did you admire about them as they walked through that crisis? Did you see them on their knees before God, worshiping Him, even though their world was seemingly falling apart? Did you watch them share the gospel with the people that they came into contact with as a result of that heartbreak? Did you call them to check in on them, and maybe they encouraged and blessed your heart even more than you got a chance to for their heart? Did you see their faith grow immensely? Did you see them become a more faithful believer because they saw how God was working in their heartache? I want to invite you just to take a moment and to scribble those things down and maybe even text that person or call them or send them an email and let them know that they encouraged you in their heartache and that you are wanting to emulate some of those same qualities. I want you just to write those down and keep a list where you can see it and make a plan for how to do that in addition to the pain and the struggles that we may be feeling these days. Now, let me talk to 2 different groups of people. If you are a Christian, if you have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, let me invite you to use this time of crisis as an opportunity to draw nearer to Him, to get closer to God, to encourage people around you who are also in pain, and to join God in His redemptive work of adding souls to the book of life. I want to invite you, I want to challenge you not to drown our sorrows and our fear in Netflix, not to keep the news on all day long and let fear messages influence our minds and influence our response to this, not to dwell on the negative things that are happening in our life, but to get motivated to be the salt and the light that we have been called to be in this bland and dark world. Christians, this is our time to stand up. What better time to show our world God's love and His peace and His kindness? Our world needs that, and we have that, and it is our time to share that. Now, if you're not a Christian, if you do not have a personal relationship with Christ, I realize that this sounds wacky. It sounds insane because you're hurting and you don't see any way out of that, possibly. I want to invite you to come and to know a God that gives hope, that we can put all of our faith in, who can offer love and peace and joy and strength in a time that seems hopeless and weak and dark and unloving. I want to invite you to cry out to Him today and to ask Him to show Himself to you and to send you people or resources or things in your life to help you get to know Him better. Because I promise you that when you ask Him to do that He will show up and He will do it. And I promise you that there is a hope that we can hold on to in these dark times. Friends, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope that today's message has been encouraging. I hope it has also been challenging for you as it has been for me. And I hope that you will continue to follow along and share our videos to be encouraged and challenged, and that we will walk through this process together, that we will be healthier, more hopeful, more faithful people at the end of this, because this is what it's meant to be. Thanks so much, and see you guys next time.